Mermaid Federation International is dedicated to promote mermaid activities, develop mermaid safety standard, and raise ocean conservation awareness. MFI has 4 missions: raise awareness to the ocean conservation, promote mermaid activities and certification system, research and advise safety guidance, and develop scientific mermaid training and technical standards. MFI is an organization for all the mermaids in the world with members from various countries. MFI development includes mermaid performance, mermaid instructors, and mermaid development center. MFI education system include 4 major courses: M0 Mermaid Experience, M1 Basic Mermaid, M2 Advanced Mermaid, M3 Master Mermaid.
a tropical paradise along the equatorial belt, comprising an astounding string of 17,000 plus islands, bounded by 2 oceans, home to abundant sea life. Indonesia is the epicenter of marine biodiversity. Professional dive operators providing international standard gear and services, supported by a highly experienced dive staff. Endless underwater gems waiting to be discovered. Boasting hundreds of stunning dive sites, catering to divers of all levels. Dive breathtaking drop-offs and explore old shipwrecks and countless variety of macrolife. Comfortable and friendly dive resorts and liveaboards. For exciting diving in various parts of Indonesia. An underwater sanctuary for some of the most remarkable creatures. An extraordinary display of marine life amongst our renowned national marine parks. However, vast areas are yet to be explored by divers. The heart of the world's Coral Triangle Center, home to over a quarter of the world's marine life. With more than 600 species of coral and over 3,000 fish species. A spectacular aquatic biosphere. Unlimited underwater adventure. Diving beyond imagination. Wonderful Indonesia.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to 8X Pixel Virtual Expo. And today we have the good people from Ceningan Divers to join us for this session where we're going to talk about continuing your conservation education during the COVID-19 times or period. Today, a short introduction. We have here the co-founder of Ceningan Divers, Robert Scales. Rob, how about wave?
Hi.
Oh yeah, that's you, baby. And so we do have also Georgina Hayes from the UK, the marine biologist with Ceningan Divers. So I shall not waste any more time because we are pretty excited with this new platform that Ceningan Diver have for us, and it's all for free. So I'm just gonna give it to Robert to just tell us a little bit more. Robert, over to you.
Oh, perfect. So I would assume everybody can see my screen now. Not if you can. Great. Cool. So tonight's presentation is going to be about continuing your education during COVID-19. And we're going to focus a little bit more on conservation education and a platform that we created for our dive center so we can help our guests and students to learn during this time. And I'll also provide some other tools that exist online. So there's several options that exist for doing online training. We're mostly familiar with webinars, which is something that we're doing like right now through the 8X Pixel platform. There's also e-learning that is quite popular with like PADI courses, but there's also online e-courses or different type of e-learning program and learning management system that exists. So as we remain in lockdown while implementing social distancing, it's a great time to push ourselves and learn learn new skills and work around marine conservation. So I'm assuming that because you're on this session, you have an interest in environmentally focused learning, and hopefully you're a diver as well. So I guess what we wanted to say is that we have options so we can achieve our educational goals during this time. So let's look at those options together. So during COVID-19, there's a lot of programs that have been happening. So if you're a PADI member, maybe you've logged into one of the PADI webinars. Many other organizations have done similar programs, and there's also like other dive operators and organizations that have been sharing their online knowledge and know-how and passion with their audiences. So more specifically, like what we're going to look tonight is conservation education using the Ceningan Divers' own online education center. If you look at your screen right now, we have a little bit of a grab from our homepage of the education center that we've created. So a little bit about me. I'm coming from a pretty eclectic background where in the past I worked as a media executive. So I worked in digital media and marketing and build websites for Fortune 500 companies and that sort of things. And then I was a college professor at Vancouver Film School in Canada. In 2010, I returned back to my first love, which is scuba diving. And in 2011, I moved to Indonesia. In 2015, my wife Sandra and we co-founded Ceningan Divers. And now we've been open for 5 years. I see myself a little bit as a jack of all trades, but a master of some. So I'm a PADI master instructor, amongst a few other things. My drive comes from my passion for the ocean planet, conservation, and I love to find new ways to grow personally. So I surround myself with exceptional people like Gina and other cool people on our team that are always challenging me and helping me learn and better myself. And I also enjoy collaborating with others by sharing ideas and knowledge. And that's why one of the things that we love to do at Ceningan Divers is work with our GoPro program, where we mentor and empower local people to become dive master and industry professionals. Gina, sorry, there you go. Gina, you need to unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. You're still muted.
Sorry, I got muted and I didn't. It's my first time using Zoom. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I'm Georgina, or Gina, as everyone likes to call me here. That's my name. I'm from Lincolnshire, England, and I actually started diving when I was in school, which was 2012. I picked it back up again through university, through my course, which was zoology. And throughout that, I did all the qualifications that weren't professional yet. And as soon as I left university, I actually trained to be a teacher, and then decided to jump onto the professional side of diving. So I did my dive master and my instructor around 2015, 2016, and I haven't really stopped since. I joined Ceningan Divers about a year ago as a master scuba diver trainer, and since joining I've managed to become a staff instructor, and yeah, I pretty much run the various marine conservation initiatives here at Ceningan Divers. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Don't mute and unmute Gina, because we're going to go back and forth like for the next you might create some problems. All right, cool.
Yeah, all
right.
Good.
So let me move down. Let's talk a little bit about Ceningan Divers quickly. So we were founded in 2015, as I said earlier. Our goal was to build a low-impact, environmentally friendly dive resort on a small island of Ceningan. We focus on a sustainable operation with low impact to the environment. So we try to do as little impact as we can on our local community here, and we do a lot of programs with the community. So we do offer a fair amount of marine conservation and educational program, especially through the help of Gina. And we've done a lot of community outreach programs such as Crash Hero. I co-founded the Crash Hero Ceningan chapter some years ago, and Gina is currently leading most of those initiatives with our team. We've created a lot of other local support program, and we contribute to citizen science initiatives from different organizations. As well, we do PADI scuba training program from DSD to IDC, so we do the full curriculum of the PADI system. We're also offering eco-service services at our resort. So, for example, pardon me, we do no single-use plastic. So we have a water refill station for people that bring their own water bottles. We don't allow the use of non-reef safe sunblock at our resort. We have a mangrove restoration project. Anyway, we'll show you some other stuff that we do later on in the workshop tonight. As well, in 2018 and 2019, we've won the Blue Green 360 Awards for the Best Dive Resort and the Best Dive Operation. That's located during the ADEX Asia Dive Expo. And we're also rated a top greenfin dive operator. We're the #1 rated greenfin dive operator in Indonesia, and the #4 in the world based on our latest assessment from greenfin, which was conducted at the end of 2019. Pardon me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the conservation programs and tell you a little bit of an origin story. Pardon. We're not going to say that we invented workshops or conservation workshops. That's not the reality. A lot of people were doing those way before we were doing these. However, we saw that there was a nice demand for it, and we're really lucky because we're located on Nusa Ceningan, which is a small island that is lodged between Nusa Penida and Nusa Lembongan. And not only do we have world-class diving here, but we have amazing, inspiring initiatives that exist right at our doorstep. So some of that includes the Marine Mega Foundation. There's a MOLA and a MENTA project that are here that are doing a lot of database entry and studies. And there's also a turtle project that exists here. So there's also the Coral Triangle Center, and we are in a marine protected area, which there's some great news that have been added to this today from the CTC meeting. We'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe. But yeah, so, and Project Aware as well has done some work around here with sharks and other things. So we're really, really lucky to have a lot of expertise at our doorstep. However, that kind of created like some issues because our guests wanted to go and attend those things, but they were either a scooter ride away or like located like on Lambogan and at the end of their diving days and being on a holiday, most guests didn't want really to have to travel 20, 25 minutes to like go see a presentation. So we saw that there was a demand for this. And over the last couple of years, we've started working with other options to bring these workshops to our dive resort. In February last year, we started talking with Gina and did some interviews with her. And then we thought she was a good fit. And so we brought her into the fold of our team. So Gina came in with the mandate to create series of workshops and educational programs for our guests to be conducted in-house. That's part of our free initiative that we do. So it's an add-on service that we do for our guests at the resort. And every day at 4 p.m., Gina would go to our workshop area. And like you can see on the photo here, Gina is talking. And she would basically conduct a workshop with our guests that are there and talk to them about different topics from Menta, bolas, and so forth. And that became relatively popular with our guests and our team as well. So when basically the beginning of this COVID crisis started coming around, we decided that we wanted to do something that was a little bit different than everybody else. And so I started talking with Gina about bringing online or programs. So we were thinking about doing webinars or different programs, but then we were like, well, you know, if we do webinars, we'll have to constantly like host them and record them and then like pass them on. So is there a better way to maximize our time and allow on-demand programs? So that led to us coming up with the idea to create our own education center. So let's talk a little bit about online education. So there's a lot of options for students. Like in 2020, we're really lucky. We have high-speed internet access. I can't imagine like if this crisis would have happened like 20 years ago. It would have been a very different story. Now we have the ability to communicate, jump on Zoom, use different like communication platforms, speak with our families. It brings the world together, even though we're all locked into our own confined space. So, but we have a lot of options. Some of those are really cool programs that exist online. So I'd like to look at the range of options that students have to learn during this crisis while they're locked down in their home doing their good deeds to curb down the COVID virus. So you can sign up for a PADI e-learning course. That's easy. You go to PADI.com and you can look at that, or you can look at it from our training center. You can download online resources from Project Aware, Greenfins, and other dive organizations, such as ADEX, for example. On the Pixel platform, you can log in and there's multiple stages with different presentations from photography, conservation, and diving and skills and equipment and tech diving and free diving and so forth that people can attend and learn a vast trove of knowledge. There's also like webinars like we're doing live right now during like the sessions. But if you are an expert and you're looking to share your knowledge, what do you have at your disposal to be able to do this? And so there's obviously the one that I just mentioned above, but other than that, there's a really great option for people to be able to share their knowledge. And that's maybe building your own learning management system, LMS, or using one of the other systems that exist, such as Udemy or Teachable or Skillshare, which are all platforms that exist on the internet. So udemy.com or IO, I believe, teachable.com, skillshare.com or .net, I can't remember. You can go on, you can create an account, and there's troves of different courses that exist there that you can take. So for ourselves, we decided to create our own learning management system. And luckily enough, we had a background in technology, so we could do that in-house. But yes, so a learning management system is basically a software and application that allow you to share documentation, tracking like the course progress, and people creating reporting system, automation and delivery for online educational course and training programs. So you can develop these programs and basically like make them to as short or as long as you want. And the learning management system basically like allow you to deliver all sorts of e-learning programs. So that's a concept that came out directly from e-learning. So the benefit for like an organization like ours or yours or different organization around the world is that it can help either your guests or your employee like productivity, because you can record the course once and then distribute them. It improves learning experience because you can add all sorts of resources, videos and text-based information, as well as like PDF and other files. It reduces the cost of training because you can record those training sessions once, develop them, put them online, and then have them distributed easily. It's 24/7 access learning, so anybody that wants to do a course can sign in on the learning platform and learn at their own pace. And it increased revenue for a dive operator like ours, because right now, being on lockdown, we don't have any guests coming in, so that gives us an ability to bring in some revenue in-house through our training program. And it can also help the learning outcome by giving people the access to various tools that are there. So an LMS usually is built on reports, documentation, database, the ideas of like conducting the courses, and then the courses themselves. So the dive operator and expert, you can build or integrate your own LMS into either a third-party platform or build your own. If you're interested about building your own LMS, feel free to send me a message in the comment down there. Am I on the right side? Maybe, maybe not, maybe that one. So anyway, you can write a message there and I will definitely reply. And at the end of this presentation, we will give you access to our contact details if you want more information. So now let's talk more about the learning management system that we build, which is the Ceningan Divers Educational Center. The URL for it is edu.ceningandivers.com. And basically, like what I would like to do is jump in on a couple of slides, and I'm just going to quickly change my screen here. Sorry, 2 sec. Move there, perfect. 2 sec. Share, new share. All right, so let's move to the screen. So now I should be live with the website. Gina, you see that?
Yep, I see it.
Cool. So Gina is going to give you a rundown of the platform that we've created together. And while she does that, I'm going to move around, and it might be a little bit clunky, so please bear with us. All right, go ahead.
All right, cool. So this is what you'll see when you first log into our website. And as you can see straight away, these courses are really split into 2 different kinds. We have the conservation workshops, where there are about 8 of them. And then we have the PADI orientated workshops, which are the Project Aware e-courses and the links towards the PADI e-learning. Okay, but yeah, as you scroll down the page, you can see all the different things that you can take part in. And we'll go into a little bit more detail about those in a minute. And then also, as you can see at the bottom, these are all the PADI e-learning courses that exist already. And then right at the bottom, we have our industry partners. So Project Aware, PADI, the Marine Megafauna Foundation, and also the Green Fins. So yeah, there are all the courses that you can take. If you do click on the tab that says all courses, this is the page now that you will come across. And again, it just does give you a breakdown of all the different courses that we do. At any point, if you wanted to, if you were logged in, which we'll show you how to do that in a second, if at any point you wanted to take any of those courses, all you'd need to do is click on that See More and it will take you right to that page. Okay, so this next bit is all about logging in. So obviously, if you already have an account, you could do the whole login there. But right next to it is a register box. All you need to do is put in your email, click the register button, and it will set up that account right away for you. And you need to register to be able to access all of the content. So we do have a free content up there right now, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, when you log in, this is what you will see. So you can see any of the courses that you're enrolled in, any that you've completed already. Somehow Rob's got more certificates than courses completed. I think he's cheating, but you know. And it will show you the progress of all the courses that you've done so far. So you don't have to do everything in one go. If you only want to watch 10 minutes of the video the first time you log in, that's totally easy. That's all you can do, and then you can pick up straight away where you left off. Okay. All right. And then just to talk a little bit more about the structure of the course themselves, we'll use the Mola one as the example. The Mola is the presentation that we're giving away for free at the moment. When you first log in, what you will see first is a workshop description. So it'll give you a little description of what the course actually is. I think you can read those before you take the course. Am I right, Rob? Yeah. So you can read the description to see if that's actually something that you'd want to take part in. And then after that, there is a actual presentation. So these are the presentations, as Rob said before, that I would talk about in the afternoons and give to our guests at the resort. And we've digitized them. So basically, I've just recorded myself sitting at a computer and going through the presentation there, and we've put it online. So again, it's great because in real life you can't pause me and come back later, but online you can pause it if you need to go, do something in real life. It's totally easy to do. All of the presentations last about 40 minutes to an hour, depending on each one. And then after that, there is a section to fill in where there are some questions. You good, Rob?
Yeah, I was just going to say, when people check out the workshops, they always have access to the description and the course content tabs, which basically give them an idea of how long the course is and how many sections it has. Some of the content, like the material, is also available directly for download. So if they click on it, then it would open a new tab with the workshop presentation slides loading up. So let's see if my internet is decent enough to do that right now. But yes, and this is all downloadable content, so you can download each one of those and use them. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, so I was just saying, once you've watched the presentation and you've learned, say, all about Mola, there is a little quiz at the end. So it was just to check your knowledge, to see, if you were listening when you were watching the video. And once you've completed those questions correctly and completed the whole workshop, then you will get a certificate at the end. So there you go. Look, it's a multiple choice quiz, super easy to do. Does it correct you if you've got it wrong, Rob, or do you need to go find the answer again?
Only at the end. So if I went to the workshop right now, and I'm just going to do it random. I'm not even paying attention. Sorry. Don't have a lot of mistakes, maybe. Definitely, because I'm just doing this random. And now it's doing the evaluation of my quiz. And let's see me doing random answers, how I did. So now it's recording my update. It might not work because I've already completed this course.
Yeah, maybe because you've already done it. Yeah, so it just shows what you got wrong and what you got right. Right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I've already completed this course, so I think I'm built the system.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, anyway. So, and then once you sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then once you've finished, you get a certificate. If you want, you can print it off and put it on your fridge or show your mum or whatever. Cool. So yeah, the Mola presentation, as I mentioned before, is the one that we are offering for free at the moment. I think, Rob, what were the dates for the coral presentation?
So we're doing that in preparation for World Environment Day and World Ocean Day, which are June 5th and June 8th. However, we wanted to expand this period, so it is going to be free for people to access. We're talking right now about the conservation
You said the coral
reef.
Coral reefs, yeah.
So this one is going to be free from May 25th until June 15th.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, just to kind of give you a little bit of an overview of what the other presentations are, if we just go to the Manta workshop one. Next. Yep, Manta. Yeah, so the ones like the Manta and the Turtle workshops, they're quite similar. So it pretty much tells you all about some fast facts about the manta or the turtles, and then it will go through the anatomy, the way that they reproduce and breed, what their feeding habits are, all of that interesting stuff. As we said, there is a description that gives you a bit more of a breakdown of the things that you can see that are in that presentation. And then towards the end of those presentations, there's also threats to their survival. So what current threats are turtles and manta rays facing? Is there anything that we can do about it? And stuff like that. And then if we go on to the next one, which is the mangrove one, I think, Rob?
It's loading a presentation.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah, yeah, so it shows the threats. And also we do have a bit about the current research that's been happening right now in Nusa Penida with the Marine Megafauna Foundation, and then also ways to, make your interaction with said marine life better. So as you can see on this page, 7 steps to maximize your manta encounter, so we cause the least amount of stress that we can to the underwater world. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's the turtle one and the manta one. They're very, very similar in terms of content, except one's about turtles and one's about mantas. And then, we have the coral reef. So if you've ever wanted to know what a coral reef actually is, because many people still think that coral is just, a colorful rock. It's not, it's a living creature. So if you want to find out all about what coral is, why they're so important, and again, the threats that they're facing and ways that we can try and reduce the impact of those threats. And then this is one of our newer ones. Here at Ceningan Divers, we do care a lot about mangrove because we do have the mangrove nursery that we're trying to restore some of the mangrove in our area. It is a very, very important ecosystem. It's the breeding ground, well, not the breeding ground, but the nursery ground for, I think it's something like 3/4 of all fish species. So if you ever wanted to learn about probably one of the most important marine ecosystems out there, then the mangrove one is a good one to look at. And if you've ever, gone diving and you have absolutely no idea what you're looking at when you're underwater, then this next one might be for you. So this one is our fish ID workshop. And this is all about learning, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different types of fish. This is all about trying to break them down into different families and how to identify those certain families. It's very similar to the PADI fish identification course, but it's a bit more specific to Nusa Penida itself. So if you're interested in learning more about the fish just in our area and pretty much Indonesia, that area around there, then this is one for you to look at. And then this one's the newest one. So I haven't actually done this in person yet, which is funny. So the first time I went through this was the online recording. But Needy Branch, they're one of my favorite things ever. And they're actually super interesting. So this is where you can learn all about, again, how they feed, how they reproduce, their defenses. That's probably one of the most interesting things about them, I think, the way that they defend themselves underwater. So yeah, another good one to look at. And then we have the one all about our coral triangle and Nusa Penida Marine Protected Area. So this one is very specific to our area. So if you're interested in coming and you want to learn a little bit more about where you're going to dive before you come diving, this one's really good because it talks about the Coral Triangle, which is where we are right now if you're in Indonesia. And again, general threats facing the Coral Triangle and the Nusa Penida Marine Protected Area and the projects that are happening right now to try and, save it and make it last.
This I'll talk a little bit later about.
Mm-hmm.
Now we jump into the Project Aware specialty.
Yeah, So these ones are the official Project Aware specialities that normally you'd be able to take within a dive center. Now, the first two ones we're going to look at, which are the Project Aware speciality and the Coral Reef Conservation speciality, they're actually dry courses. So you don't need to do a dive to be able to be certified as a Project Aware diver or a Coral Reef Conservation diver. So this is one that you could do at home. You don't need to do a dive at all, and you can get yourself a certification. So yeah, sorry, Rob.
You have access to the introduction, which is where Gina is basically covering all the items that are in that workshop. This is a 12-minute presentation.
So pretty much we've done it in the way that normally you'd come and sit in a classroom and go through this presentation. So basically it's that, but it's put online.
And you have all the sections listed here. And if you drop down the collapsible menu, you can see each one of the sections that are done. So this one is done more or less as a workshop online presentation. And then at the end, you have the knowledge review that you need to complete in order to get a online meeting with Gina, and then do your full review and get certification.
Yeah. So yeah, with all these courses, if you wanted to open a line of communication with myself or Rob or any of our other instructors, that is totally possible to do, because you're paying for an actual PADI course. So we want to make you aware that it's not just an online thing. If you would like to talk to us and ask questions, that is totally fine. But yeah, so the Project Aware Coral Reef Conservation one, again, this is a dry course that you can take, and it's split into, I believe, 6 different parts. And again, it's videos and a knowledge review section at the end to do.
Again, it has the introduction available for free, so you can get a sample of the course and decide if this is for you. And you have access to also all the material. So for these one, as an example, we give the Aware or World Water Manual, as well as the Coral Reef Conservation lesson guides. So available from the Project Aware website, and you're included as well here for download. And then the last thing that we have is part of the e-learning section on the site. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the e-learning section and PADI's current offer?
Yeah, so PADI at the moment, because of the crisis that is happening, they have put all PADI e-learning programs at 25% off. So if you thought that if you were about to jump on a plane and go do an open water course or a rescue course, but you kind of paused a little bit and you thought, oh, I'm not going to do it because of what's happening at the moment, you should maybe consider going to look at least at the e-learning, because it is at a cheaper rate right now. So if these are all things that PADI have created education tools for online, and there's loads of courses available. So there's about 8 courses there that you can see on the page. And I'd say, if you wanted to learn how to dive in the next year, I would buy the e-learning now, because it is 25% off.
And as part of our training center, if you just scroll down either on the homepage or in the all courses section, basically you have access to all the courses that are available from e-learning from PADI, and these courses here. Basically, when you click on it, it takes you to the PADI website and their shopping section. And as you can see, this is from Ceningan Divers. So if you sign up for this, it would be an agreement that you're coming to it at Ceningan Divers in one form or another. Or if you were not to, at the very least, the e-learning is done with us, and it could be referred and transferred to another dive shop as needed. So, yeah. Gina, I think we're moving on to the next section, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Here. Just 1 second. Cool. So we've done that. And as Gina said, we have the Coral Reef workshop, the Nudibranch workshop, the Mangrove workshop, Manta workshop, Mola workshop, the turtle workshop, the coral triangle and the Nusa Penida marine protected area workshop, the tropical fish workshop. Then we have two current project aware specialty, which is the aware specialty and the aware coral reef conservation e-courses. Gina just finished recording the aware dive against debris e-course, which is going to go live sometime this week. I'm assembling the course right now. We're also working on a couple of PADI e-learning program and PADI e-courses program. So those are e-courses that we're going to record in-house. I believe the first one you're doing is Fish ID, am I right?
Underwater naturalist.
Underwater naturalist.
Can I add on that? So at the moment, we're kind of assuming what people might want to do the most out of the course that we see online. And if there's anyone watching who actually wants to do a specific course right now and they just don't know where to find some e-learning, let us know, because yeah, we're kind of feeling in the dark to work out what people want to take first and doing it in that order. But if we have some actual demand for it, then we can prioritize making those courses over other ones.
Cool. All right. Just one sec. I kind of lost my screen. Technical problem. There we go. Okay. So next one, we went there already. Cool. So as Gina and I stated, you have 8 workshops that exist on the platform. So you can sign up to the platform for free. So if you go to edu.ceningandivers.com, you can create an account for free just by putting your email. You'll get an email from us, your email address. You'll get an email from us, which will ask you to reset your password. And then you'll be logged in. You can create your full name and that sort of thing. We don't require any personal detail other than your first, last name, and your email address. Once you've done that, you can take the BOLA workshop for free. And if you log in between the 25th of May and the 15th of June, you will be able to do the coral conservation workshop for free. There's also the other workshops that are available. Our workshops are $20 per workshop. We use this money to basically pay our staff during COVID-19 so that they can basically put food on the table and survive this pandemic like us, because there's no support program in Indonesia for unemployment, and right now everybody's furloughed. So once you enroll in the workshop, if you've completed a workshop, you get the certificate of completion, which looks like this one here next in the photo, except it has your full name on it and the date that you've completed it. And then if you complete all 8 workshops, you can apply for the Conservation Divers Certification Program. This is a program that we've created in-house at Ceningan Divers. And basically to us, it is that if you've done all 8 workshops, you are now very knowledgeable as to what you can find into the Nusa Penida Marine Protected Area and other places around the world. And that should make you some sort of reward. So the Conservation Diver Certification Program is basically a gateway for you to receive a credit voucher from us. So if you've done the 2 free workshop and you've paid for 6 workshops, you would have spent $120 in total, and you will receive 1 million rupiah credit, which is the equivalent of about $100 Sing dollars, exchangeable to book a dive and stay or a PADI learn and stay package on your next dive vacation at or dive resort. So this is a really cool incentive for people to come and do their program and learn during this period. And as well, like while you're completing those courses, you get something at the end back. So not just access to information and knowing that you supported our team during the crisis, but also you get a gift certificate to come and use later on when you want to come and dive with us. So I think that leads us to the question and answer period of this presentation. If you have more information, you can definitely send us an email, robert@cheningandivers.com or info@cheningandivers.com. You can enroll today in the platform at ed@cheningandivers.com. But if you guys have questions, Gina and I are more than happy to take them now. I'll stop sharing the screen and let's move on. Or maybe I'll leave in the background just a little bit. And I'll just move on to the Facebook page to see what's happening there. If there's comments or something. Hi, Anlo. All right, cool. Nora, do you have questions?
Yes, I do. I do have a pool of questions that someone's asking. All right. So the first one would be, are the certification from Ceningan divers recognized?
It's recognized by us. The short answer of that is this is an in-house created program, so no, it doesn't have any other recognition other than in-house. We are in the process of putting that together, and it will be submitted to PADI as a distinctive specialty. It will be the Conservation Diver Distinctive Specialty, and eventually it will have a certification card from PADI if they approve, or distinctive specialty application. We haven't done that yet, and we're just basically creating other courses right now and pushing that. So, but it is on our list of things to do, and it would be our goal to convert the workshops that we've done to integrate them as part of our very own distinctive specialty or conservation.
Okay, Robert, another question. This one I think is for Georgina. So this one goes to the coral. I think you have this coral course.
Coral reef. The Project Aware one?
No, the one that you're conducting under Ceningan. Yeah. So the question goes like, it says here that it's free from the period of 25th till somewhere in June, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for this one, does the course itself require them to be, in the ocean itself just to see it? Or?
No. So all the workshops, you don't need to do dives to do it. So there's pictures, and what I've done is I've made these workshops are very entry level, right? You don't need to know lots and lots about the ocean already to understand what I'm talking about. But no, there isn't a dive. It's the purpose of these workshops is so that when you eventually do go for a dive, you'll be more knowledgeable about what you're looking at.
Okay. Another question. This is for the PADI e-learning certifications that's available. So once they completed the e-learning, right? So they could arrange the sign up. I mean, like the sign up for the actual diving courses in and specifically in Ceningan divers, or they could go to any dive certificate. Dive centers.
So the e-learning program that you see here on our education center, so the one that I'm showing on the screen right now, if you do click on them, for example, if I'm clicking on the advanced e-learning right here, it would take me to the PADI page, which would then basically assign the student to Ceningan divers. And the e-learning from PADI comes with the PIC, which is the personal identification card. So I think that's the right word, PIC, right? I think so. I never remember. Anyway, so it assigns the PIC to the person and with Ceningan divers. If the person would not come to Ceningan divers, we have the ability to transfer it to another dive shop, basically. So if you were to buy the e-learning from our education center and later on you realize that you don't want to come here, or the country is not reopening fast enough and you want to go and do it in Thailand or somewhere else, you would be able to carry that over and go and do your physical component of the course, the dives of the course, with another dive center and the PIC to that center within that context. So the answer is, if you buy it from us, you will be assigned to us. If you know that you're going to go to XYZ dive operator in another location, what I would recommend is not to buy it from us, but to send them an email and ask them for the code so that you can buy it from and allocate it to their shop. Because there's a financial reward from the dive shops when somebody buys an e-learning program. We get a commission from that. So you would want to support the dive shop where you're going to go and do the course, as opposed to just buy it on our platform because we made it easy for you. I mean, we would appreciate it, but if you know you're going to do it somewhere else, I would recommend you contact that operator and ask them for their e-learning code so you can buy it and give them some support.
Okay. There's another question here. It says, Ceningan divers work with a lot of industry partners, such as Greenfins and also Mega Flora, and also Manta Trust. So if they are interested to sign up with, not sign up, like take part in certain programs that Ceningan Diver have with regards together with these industry partners, how should they go about doing this? Do they go to this site or do they go to the Ceningan Divers website?
Yeah, so for our industry partner for the training center for the moment, Project Aware and Patty are like two of the bigger ones, for the fact that we are using the courses curriculum that they've created, and we are converting those into e-courses. So as a Patty 5-star instructor development dive resort, we have the ability to be able to do that. And Gina being a renewed instructor and myself being renewed and good standing instructors, we have the ability to record those courses and deliver that for our students. And we're using their curriculum to deliver those courses, and we follow the standards and the guideline established by both Project Aware and Patty in order to deliver that. With the Marine Mega Foundation, we are a partner shop here on Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Ceningan, and Nusa Penida, where we've committed to pledge to the Marine Mega Foundation a certain amount of annual support, either financial or in activities and in training. They have their own in-house, created by their specialists, a specialty that is the Manta. Is it the Manta conservation specialty? What's the actual Manta conservation specialty, right? That is done by the MMF, which we have the possibility of teaching, and that will be added. However, this course requires diving. So we will do the online training, we'll record the course and deliver it, and that's coming out later this summer. But in order to do and complete the course and get the certification, you will need to come here and finish the dive. And there's only a few dive shops in the world that can do that. I believe there's only 4 or 5 between the 30, 40 shops that are located in the area here that are allowed to teach that, as you need special permission from the MMF and the person that has created this course. With Greenfin, as a Greenfin, top-rated Greenfin operators, we always promote Greenfin first and foremost on all of our educational program. That's why earlier when I showed in the material here, let me just load that while I'm talking. That's why when we do the workshops, we promote the Greenfin Code of Conduct. Sorry, my internet is small island loading up.
I believe it's the 10 things divers must do, and the 10 things divers must not do, and that's at the end of every single presentation, and we talk about that.
7 and 7. So
7, not 10. Sorry.
All of for presentations with the 7 things diver must do, which is part of the Greenfin Code of Conduct, and the 7 things divers must not do. But other than that, we also promote the Greenfin's guide course that is conducted directly from the Greenfin website. We promote Greenfin educational material and ebook that is created, and we link that directly. We might integrate a little bit more on our website and create a Greenfin section later on. It is part of our goal, but we need to work with them a little bit closely to figure out what we're about to do. For code of conducts, what people can do, and access to information, and that sort of things. We work with them on that aspect. So it's more about information sharing and using curriculum from other agencies, so like the FATI and Marine Mega Foundation. And of course, during those courses, within the material, we put relevant going back to those presentations. So if people want to do like actions with those presentations, they have the ability to do that directly with them. Does that answer your question, Nora?
Yeah, I think it does. Okay, one more question. This is a very tricky one by Miss Ann Lowe. She asked, so if we sign up for the e-course now, do we get to dive with Robert?
You probably get to dive with Gina because she's way more knowledgeable than I am. And she has the ability to show you way more things than I do. Yes, if you're lucky, maybe I'm around, I'm on the boat. I haven't seen you in a while, Anne, so I would be happy to go diving with you, even if it was just...
Okay, another question. When would be a good period to, let's say, what do you call this? Be able to bump into a mola fish, or if not a manta ray, or what's the other one? Sorry, or some turtles within the Nusa Penida area.
All right, Gina, I think you should answer this.
I think the person that's asking this question is planning ahead.
Planning to come.
Trip, yeah.
Yeah, so turtles, we pretty much see them all year round. Would you say, Rob, that in the past 5 years, the numbers of turtles have actually slightly increased over time? That's what I've heard from people. Yes.
It's been quite incredible. So I believe about 24 months ago or so, 18 to 24 months ago, the Nusa Penida Turtle Project started. And we've been pretty good contributors to that. Basically, it's a database, and we upload photos of left side and right side of turtles, and the patterns that you see on the turtles basically allow you to identify them. So I know that we've seen way more turtles being identified in the database. I don't know if that's because now we're taking part in this and we're paying more attention to it, but it does feel like, and I've been diving in this area for about 10 years. Over the last 10 years, I don't remember like being that many turtles in the early days that I started diving here, like 10 years or so ago. If you're diving with Sandra or Gina, I see a turtle almost on every dive.
It's very common to see the turtles. It's quite easy, especially, some people want to avoid the north of Nusa Penida because that's typically not where we see the most manta ray, not manta rays, well, manta rays too, but mola. But actually, the coral is really nice there, and it's some really nice drift diving, but there's loads and loads of turtles on that north coast. So if you're a fan of turtles, it's a good place to go. Mola, you can see them all year round if you're lucky, but we do have a mola season, which is where we see them more often when the water tends to get colder. So if you're planning on seeing a mola, you need to put on that extra layer because it does get a little bit colder. But that's typically from around now to about October, would you say, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, the mola season starts early June, mid-June, late June, until late October. But I mean, it's not uncommon for us to see them all year round. We've had many times like send her diving for Christmas or New Year's and she's in Mola. And again, sometime in March, April, and sometime in November. But definitely the peak of this season tend to be when the waters are its coldest, which is August, September, October. And during that 3 month window, we tend to see more frequent sighting and sometimes even multiple molas within like one sighting. I think the max is something around 13 molas and one sighting here at the island. Last summer, I was diving with Anga. I think we saw 7 in one.
Yeah, well, I was looking at a nudie branch.
So yeah, I mean, it does happen that like we have multiple sightings in one go. But definitely during August, if I was putting my money on Mola season, I would come late August, early September to.
Yep. I say people always fall into the trap of Crystal Bay is the only place to see mola, which is not true at all. Crystal Bay, it tends to have so many divers there because people believe that's where you go to see the mola, but you can see them all the way around the island. And quite often you do have a better experience when you see it not at Crystal Bay because you get to experience it by yourself, well, with the other divers who are with you, but there isn't like 30 people there as well. And then the last one was manta rays. So manta rays, again, you can see them all year round. Around December, January, November, December, January, we tend to see a bit less, but they still are there. But yeah, all year round.
Okay. Can't wait to dive, man.
Me too.
That it's not uncommon for us to see molas at Menta Point as well.
Yeah.
There's a nice wall at Menta Point, and it's quite common to dive there and see some mantas. And then at the end of the dive or to the dive, you go to the wall and see molas there. So again, it comes to timing and who's guiding you and people are on the site at that time. Yeah.
I'd say that one other thing about Nusa Penida is it's crazy, and sometimes you see really random stuff show up, like a whale shark or a thresher shark, or there was a great white shark last year that turned up, which was really crazy. So, it's a good place to come, and sometimes you get surprised by the ocean.
Yeah.
Great white shark, really?
Yeah.
And thresher shark, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So
I think there was some sightings, and yeah. I mean, thresher sharks have been more common.
Yeah. There was quite a few, last year.
As well. We do have different species here, but the great white was the very first time. Back September, October. Yeah, it was a weird time.
Yeah.
Played around at the internet.
But I had last year I had a thresher shark going past. It was at Blue Corner. We had a thresher shark going past, and then we looked to the left and there was a molar just going up as well. It was cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a personal question. Let's say tomorrow the travel restriction ban is lifted, right? This is a scenario question. What will be the first thing that you will do, Robert?
Oh. I'm a little bit more pessimistic. So if the travel restrictions are like tomorrow, I'll stay in my house for another month.
He's locking the door.
But let's assume that international travel restrictions are now open and everybody agreed that the crisis is open. I'm jumping on a plane with my wife and I'm going on my honeymoon. We're supposed to do that in April, so right now we're just counting the days to when we can get back on the plane and go travel again.
Where would you go?
Our plan was to go to Vietnam, which ironically reopened last week, and we've been doing really well. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We still have a bunch of like travel vouchers that are like valid for like 12 months in Vietnam for things that we had booked already. So most likely our first international trip will either be going to Canada to visit family or to go to Vietnam for a honeymoon that we were planning and dreaming for a long time.
Hey, Georgina, where will you go? what would you do?
What would I do? Well, to be honest, I diving I really miss loads. So it'd be nice to get back in the water and go diving again. But the other answer I want to give is go to Bali and eat some food that I'm not able to get here on the island.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. I think our session almost ended. Thank you for sharing all this fantastic platform where we could actually learn and do our e-learning, especially during time when we have to stay at home and not being able to travel and experiencing life basically. You know, at the moment it's just at home and I don't know, nothing much to do but just stare at walls. For me actually, because in Singapore what we have to do is just stare at the supposed to stay at home and we're not supposed to go out and we just look at concrete walls. But for you, I think it's a bit more interesting where you get to see more nature and you do get to go out sometimes as well, right? But I don't think you get to do diving.
No diving, but it is quite nice being quarantined in a resort, so can't complain.
Well, we look forward to visit Robert and Georgina in Ceningan Divers as soon as we have the opportunity to travel. And I hope that same goes for you guys when we do get the next ADEX show running. We look forward to see, Sandra, yourself, Robert, and also Georgina in, I don't know, maybe in Singapore or if not China or maybe not India. You never know. Okay. Thank you so much all the time. And everyone, please do register yourself to www.edu.ceningan.com, right?
Divers.com.
Yeah. Okay, back.
It's free. You've got nothing to lose. That Mola presentation is free.
Yeah, so you got free courses as well. And I think from May 25th to somewhere near to after the World Oceans Day, you please do sign up for the Coral Reef course as well. Before I end off this presentation, I just want to share what's happening the next session. So we will be having this photo guru splits, inspirational split shots panel discussion. We'll be having Grant Thomas from UK, Renee Grinnell Capuzzola from USA, Jürgen Freund from Germany and Australia, Pascal Vassallo from Italy, and of course Alan Killets from Cayman Islands. And also the person that will be moderating this panel will be Matthew Smith from Australia. So this for any underwater photographers, who's interested in split shots and want to learn more about it, please do attend. Coming up next at 9:30. Thank you so much once again, Robert and also Georgina. Look forward to seeing you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ADEX team. Thanks, guys. Good evening. Good weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. How do I?